But a guy on the other side of that who's been kind of inconsistent for real football, but will be fantastic this week in fantasy is Donovan McNabb. He's playing against the absolutely hopeless Atlanta Falcons secondary. They have the worst starting corners in the NFL. Chris Houston, he has to have some sort of medical condition where he can't turn his head. The guy has it. It's getting fucking ridiculous. Deshaun Jackson's out. Brett Selleck is banged up. He's got a thumb injury. He's going to play, but this might be a reason for you to look at McNabb and say, maybe I should go elsewhere. But against Atlanta, it doesn't matter. Whoever you put in there is going to have a big game. Nobody gives up more big plays than Atlanta. They've given up the most 20-yard plays in the NFL this year. That's going to continue with McNabb and the Eagles, no matter who's catching the ball.
Well, we can agree on that one.
I can. The other day, Atlanta 5-0 at home. I mean, you never know. But I mean, when it comes to Philly, Philly puts up points like not like New Orleans, but they put up points pretty easy.
The thing is, Philly does struggle in the red zone, but
they're terrible in the red zone.
They're really bad in the red zone, but
yes,
Atlanta's defense is really bad too. So not only can they not cover, they can't get to the quarterback. They have John Abraham, they have Jonathan Babineau.
Fast on that turf.
And they only have 21 sacks this year.
I see a lot of 3-and-outs for Atlanta too, man. Philadelphia's going to have a lot of time to go on offense. I think they could control the clock in this game.
Yeah, they're not really a ball control kind of team though, especially with Westbrook out. I see them just throwing it downfield with great success.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not have the time of possession, but they're going to have 30 points by the time the game's over. Big numbers out of everyone on Philly this week. Another guy I like for big numbers is Alex Smith. The once first round bust.
Get him in the shotgun. Get him in the shotgun, Singletary.
He was once a first round bust. Now he's looking like he may be the future of that franchise. He's had multiple touchdowns in 4 out of 6 games this season. He's averaging 211 yards a game. He could be good for a deuce-deuce. And if you have Roethlisberger this week and Smith's your backup, Smith's definitely going to be a better option. He's starting to click with Crabtree. Crabtree's starting to really come along and be a solid NFL receiver. And Vernon Davis is one of the elite tight ends in the league after another guy who was considered a San Francisco first-round bust. Go ahead and put Alex Smith in your lineup. You won't be sorry.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I guess you could roll with Alex Smith this week. I don't know. He's burnt me a couple times in the past. He's shaky. When he's good, he's good. When he's not, he's horrible.
He did have a horrible game against Chicago a couple weeks ago. That killed me too. I had him in a large league. I had no other options. Shaw was on his bye week, so throw him in there. He gave me a not good.
All right, BG, quarterback. Who do you like in Week 13?
Week 13, I got to go with Mr. Carson Palmer against the Detroit Lions. They're the Lions, so I got to play Carson Palmer.
They got to rename that team.
Yeah.
They're hardly the Lions.
But they have no heart.
It's a disgrace to Lions everywhere.
They have no heart. I like them. They're young. They're young, but they'll never be good. It sucks. Poor city, poor team. But you know what, Palmer, like you got to start Palmer against the Lions this week. He's gonna throw a couple touchdowns to Ocho. Detroit can't cover the pass at all. They let up big plays everywhere. Like it's kind of like how the Patriots let up that big one to Henderson. You see that once a week in Detroit. So play Palmer this week. Can't go wrong. They playing the fucking Lions. Next, you got to play Phillip Rivers against the Cleveland Browns. I mean, I think Cleveland's the worst team in the NFL by far. So I mean, why not play Rivers? Cleveland's another team that will let up the big play. San Diego and Rivers are getting hot. They're going to get the running game going. They're going to be passing it to Gates and Jackson. That's big numbers right there against the lonely Browns.
You get the feeling there are people in Detroit that say, well, we're not as bad as Cleveland.
Yeah?
They did beat Cleveland. They definitely have a better quarterback, that's for sure.
Yeah? Hell yeah. Matt Stafford's a great player.
Matt Stafford's going to be unbelievable.
Hell
He's got it all.
He does.
You don't want him on your team this year, but draft him next year. You heard it here first. Go get Matt Stafford next year.
Proved himself.
Good keeper
already.
this year if you got him.
So you want a quarterback that plays with toughness. Stafford does.
I want a quarterback with that arm.
Yeah. Same here. Rosy palms and 5 fingers.
Well, who else are you going with on that note?
You know what? On that note, I gotta sit Joe Flacco at Lambeau Field.
Oh, I guess that's who you're sitting, huh?
That's who I'm sitting. Flacco.
Flacco.
Gotta sit Flacco with Green Bay.
Reverse, sorry.
But you gotta do it. I mean, Green Bay's got great shutdown corners, you got great pass defense. I mean, Chuck Woodson's gonna take one back on Flacco. I mean, Derek Mason, what is he, like 45? And who else do they got on their team? Mark Clayton? Yeah, whatever. They can fuck themselves. Don't stop Flacco at Green Bay. Green Bay's got a good pass defense. They're gonna shut them down. Baltimore sucks. They're overrated. This isn't 2000 anymore, so go fuck yourselves. I do get my rock from there, though.
I kind of like Flacco this week. I don't think he's going to be amazing like he was in the beginning of the year, but he's definitely an adequate player, especially going against Green Bay, who's without Al Harris. Woodson is going to shut down whoever's on his side of the field, but he's going to have an opportunity to put up some numbers on the opposite of Woodson. So I could see him going for 200 and maybe 1 or 2 scores. He'll probably throw some picks too, but he'll be solid. I can't say with certainty go out and bench him. You know, obviously there are better players
I wouldn't
out
bench.
there.
I wouldn't bench him for Matt Moore or anything. But if you're one of them teams that has like a Flacco and an Eli or a Flacco and a Romo, like
Oh,
sit
definitely
Flacco this
then.
week.
Yeah, I could say sit Flacco there. Flacco falls for me somewhere between that 10 and 15 range of quarterback this week. Not a disaster, but not great.
I think it could go either way, but I think if you're a gambling man, you sit Flacco as well.
Flacco.
Flacco's wacko this weekend. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the Week 13 quarterback edition. Thanks for watching. For BG, Mark Fury.
By the way, Jacob, what the fuck is up with that Fat Boy sweatshirt?
Yeah.
You know, you got to love this, man. Retro at its best. This is a Fat Boy sweatshirt, as you can see. I'm loving it, man. If you're like me, you grew up in the 80s, you know
I'm
who
loving
these
it
guys
too.
were.
It defines your tits.
Absolutely. They're beautiful. And then all natural. I didn't have to pay a fucking thing for them.
The sweatshirt or the
That's
pants?
right, baby.
Either one. Either one is a beautiful thing. The sweatshirt is courtesy of my friends at e5charlie.com. That's e5charlie.com.
And no, that
Check
doesn't
them
mean
out.
an Asian third baseman that can't field the shit either.
e5charlie.com is where you can find this and other great novelty t-shirts and sweatshirts located right here in the Boston area. I want to thank them for giving me the complimentary sweatshirt. Obviously, it brings out the best in me. Thank you.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're the man, Fat Boy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
An inspiration
you
to
look
fat
hungry.
guys out there everywhere, and I know there's plenty of you that play fantasy football.
That's right. And if you
Because you're not playing
fat
real
guys-
football, we know that.
That's right. And if you guys are hungry, you can eat my ass.
I'm rich and I'm dead sick. Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's another one. Go fuck yourself.
All right,
Any
so-
sleepers? Do we have any sleepers this week?
No.
No.